Now, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you ways that you subconsciously over-validate women without even realizing it. Okay, and the reason why this is so absolutely important to understand is because even if you are a textbook high-value guy, meaning that you do great for yourself financially, you have career, vision, purpose, blah, 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 even if you check the boxes, when you demonstrate these things from a social calibration level, you're going to appear as if you're over pursuing. You're going to appear as if you're weak. You're going to be appearing as if you're needy. Okay. Now keep in mind, this does not mean that you don't pursue at all. It just means that you erase the bad behavior that leaves you dumped, heartbroken, cheated on, jaded, or confused. And today I'm going to show you how to cut through all of that. Now, stay with me until the end because some of my points 100% will contradict majority of the other, dating gurus or manosphere guys you listen to. So just keep that in mind because I think that I can explain this at a far deeper level than most can. Now, today's MBT Celeb Spotlight is from Mark. He goes, Casey, is it a coincidence that as soon as I started this program, females have been hitting up my phone out of the blue? I'm not even done with week 1 yet. This is the sort of results that I see every single day with guys who are actually in MBT. So if you go down below, I put together a totally free masculine behavioral technique end-to-end presentation that you can use. You can copy that into your life so that way you can get results just like Mark did. So check that out once this video is over. Now, the very first way that you over-validate women subconsciously when you're dating them is by purposefully removing intimate touch or affection. Yes, this is going to go against every single guy that you watch on the internet. All of the red pill guys, all of the manosphere guys, whatever you want to call them, all the pickup dudes, they're going to tell you that, okay, by you initiating touch or you initiating these things, it's going to make it so you're weak and needy. I'm going to play devil's advocate here because listen up, this is extremely important to actually understand. And if you date women, you're going to see this, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to read this word for word what I wrote down so you see first off how important this is because I want to get my speech completely perfect so this point sinks in. I put devil's advocate. Purposely removing intimate touch or affection to a woman. If she finds you hot or she finds you attractive, okay, she wants you to initiate touch because women want to feel wanted. Women want to feel wanted by a specific man that they like, love, adore, or admire. So keep that in mind. Women want to feel wanted. Now, don't overdo it, but if she sees you remove it, you remove intimate touch, if she sees you remove it on purpose, it over-validated her because it shows you're scared to lose the power. See, this is where a majority of men end up losing women, is what they'll do is they will try to not over-pursue her, they will try to not look weak, not look needy. So what they're going to start to do is they're going to start to pull back touch, or they're going to make it seem like they can just sit with the woman and not want to initiate some sort of chemistry or intimate vibe. If a woman sees that you are consistently hanging out with her, you're consistently maybe even sleeping with her, you guys are consistently having intimate experiences with her, and you do that crap, women pick up on that. And they know that subconsciously what you're trying to do is make sure that you don't lose the power. This is going to be a turnoff because it looks like you're scared to lose it in the first place. And this is where I disagree with every single other content creator out there that is going to tell you to not initiate touch. And by initiating touch and things like that, you're going to kill the desire and kill the attraction. That is not how that works. Every single time, you will notice this, every single time you try to play head games with a girl like that, it might work for a short period of time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but watch what happens in the long run. The girl starts to resent you. The girl starts to look at you as insecure. The girl will 100% remove sexual access from you because what happens is if you screw with a woman's head that much time and time again, what will happen is she literally starts to resent you. If you want to have a good woman who's stable in your life, okay, purposefully removing intimate touch or affection subconsciously validates her because what it does is it shows that you are scared to lose the power. Do not do that. If you have good vibe, good chemistry with a woman, cuddle up with her and be a normal dude. So many guys forget, like, if you have a normal relationship with a girl, like, it's okay to act like a normal human, which means, yeah, that includes kicking it. That includes, you guys maybe snuggling up together. That includes you not being afraid to look soft. These are the exact things that leave men jaded, because it's like they're literally scared to show their true authentic self, and a girl picks up on that because it's not congruent. That is the first way that you will over-validate women, is if you purposefully remove intimate touch or chemistry. Okay, the second way that you over-validate women and you start to lose a lot of your value that you bring to the table as a man is by having a constant need for constant communication via phone. That includes text messages, that includes calling, that includes Snapchat. I don't care what the means of communication is. When you show that you have a constant need for it, women hate this. And they hate this because you look regimented. So a regimented man, the problem with that is it's so consistent, it's so planned, it's so over invested into the conversation, it's so over invested into the relationship, where you're like, you play these head games with yourself where you're like, oh my God, okay, she texted, now I texted. She waited 2 hours, I have to wait 2 hours. She called me, now I got to do the favor and return the call back. She hearted the message, now I got to heart her message. When you show that you have to keep that going, women hate that because they literally feel like they're in a full-time job. Like, talking to you as a man starts to literally, instead of have like a net positive for their life, it literally starts having a net negative. They're like, holy crap, so I got to do my laundry, I got to go to work, I got to pay all my bills because, maybe I'm living with a roommate or something, and I got to text this guy and nurture his ass even though he's a grown man. They hate this. Please do not do this. Please let the texting and let the call conversations and the meetups be sporadic. Let it be not planned, and let it be natural. When you guys talk, you talk. Okay, when the conversation dies down on text, there's no problem if you don't reply to her last text or she doesn't reply to your last text. There's no issue with that at all. You can wait a day or two and call her up. You can wait a day or two and text her. There's not as much structured rules to this that you have to remember. And the reason being is because real conversation and real chemistry is authentic and natural. It is not pre-planned and pre-staged. Third way that you over-validate women who you're talking to in your life is you have a need for communication on multiple platforms. There is absolutely no need for you to be texting, plus Snapchatting, plus Facebook direct messaging, plus needing to voice message throughout the times of the day, plus needing to FaceTime. Like, find your means of communication and stick with it, and cut out all the loose ends and the loose garbage. A true man who has things going on in his life does not have time to sit and Snapchat. Like, me as a grown man, I have never taken a selfie. I can't tell you, I was probably 18 years old by the time I stopped Snapchatting a girl. Because it's like, if you have time to take these photos, stick your jawline out, smirk and smile at girls back and forth through Snapchat, you have to understand just how low value this really starts to position you. You look like a guy who's engaged in social media. It's validation-seeking behavior. It's approval-seeking behavior. It looks weak. When you have time, you can call her up on your own terms. When you have time, you can text her on your own terms, and vice versa, she can with you. When you do that, it looks like you have other things going on in your life, and that's very attractive to a woman. The fourth way that you over-validate women that you're seeing, okay, you have to let this sink in, is by asking for her opinion on trivial things just to find common ground. Repeat that with me one more time. Asking for her opinion on trivial things just to find common ground. You need to be okay with silence for a little bit. If you're hanging out with a woman, okay, or if you're on a date, you don't need to ask her opinion on so many things just to get feedback to make it look like you're going deep within her life. See, a lot of guys, what they like to do is they like to check off these boxes. And the boxes in their head is like, okay, well, I asked her opinion on this. I asked her how her childhood was like. I asked her how her upbringing was like. I asked her if she likes her work or not. What's her opinion on the fact that her boss did this at work? Okay, all of these things. Well, in your male brain, you're sitting there going, man, look at me take initiative. Look at me do my due diligence of showing her I'm interested in her. Look at me do my due diligence of showing her that I care about all of these other things about her, which will hopefully build more rapport and more comfort, which will hopefully lead to the bedroom quicker. That's what most guys are thinking, okay? This right here is the fastest way to look socially uncalibrated. A woman, in no way, shape, or form, feels it necessary to have to give her opinion on all of those things that you're asking her, and on top of that, trying to do things to find common ground just to add conversation. What I call that is fluff talk. Women don't like fluff talk, and they don't like fluff talk because they know it's pointless. They can sense that you're just doing it because you're inexperienced on a date. They can sense that you're not okay with yourself, just like sitting in silence. And like, the real way that you can gauge if you're in this sort of weird behavior or not is you have to ask yourself if you would be acting this way if you were with your closest family members. Okay, if you're with your closest family members just like sitting on the couch, maybe you guys are like watching TV, or you guys are playing a board game, or you guys are whatever the case may be, you will notice that there was periods of silence. There's periods where people just look around and don't say anything. There's periods where they don't have anything to say or add to the conversation. The family members aren't trying to purposefully talk about something. Okay, if you can start to adapt that element or that aspect into your dating life as quick as possible with anybody, that's the symbol of true confidence. If you can sit there completely secure with yourself and you don't feel the need to fill the room with hot air just because it's a new environment, that right there's a cheat code that most guys can't do. So to reiterate this point, okay, asking for her opinion on trivial things just to find common ground. Do not do that. The fifth thing, and all guys make this mistake and this over-validates women, is trying to find similar interests to build rapport. Okay, some of the best experiences I've had over the years, all of this happened a lot of times when me and the girl really had nothing in common. There was not a whole lot in common, and because of that, it was like I was truly authentically myself and a man. She was truly authentically herself and a woman. She had her interests, I had mine. It didn't matter. We didn't feel the need to find common ground. We both brought the things we liked to the table, and we shared the time that we had together. That right there was just fine. That right there actually made it so that way it was more of an authentic man-to-woman experience, because the natural sexual chemistry just came instead of making it feel like forced, as if we have to come up with all of these things to talk about and find common ground with. It's too set and it's too staged. Okay, this is the fastest way to go into approval seeking behavior, and this is the fastest way to show that you're trying to subconsciously validate a woman. And number 6, this may be the most important, okay, shifting your plans around strictly to accommodate more time to see her. And I put in parentheses with this one, women want a man with a pre-existing set life. Okay, when you are shifting your plans around just to see a woman, this is going to look weak and this is going to look low value, because what it actually looks like is it looks like all of the other things that you have going on in your life are less important for yourself and to yourself. It is less important than the girl. A girl does not want to feel like that. Okay, the reason why she doesn't want to feel like that is because most women, even if they're super hot, a lot of them feel just like normal average people. Just like you look in the mirror and you see yourselves as probably a normal dude. Even me, I look at myself like you might think just because like, oh, you know, I work out or I have this YouTube channel that I look at myself as something different. I don't. I look at myself as a normal guy just like you. Like I wake up, right? I have to brush my teeth too. I have to like eat too. Okay, women feel that way too. So since they feel like they're normal people, just like you probably feel like you're a normal person, when you start shifting stuff around just to see her, it's going to show weakness. It's going to show insecurity. It's going to show like this it's going to show that you're probably so lonely. You need this woman so bad, and it's going to totally turn her off. Women like a man with a pre-existing set life. And when you have a pre-existing set life, it's now a world she can come into. Truthfully, that's one of the elements of masculine frame. It's virtually impossible to have masculine frame if you don't have a pre-existing set life. Because what is the frame she's actually coming into? What interaction are you actually leading? You can't. So that's why having your own vehicle is important. Okay, having your own home, right? Or potentially owning your own apartment. Okay? Like having recreational resources that you're a part of or that you can go do on weekends to bring her into. These things are important. When you have a pre-existing set life, that is half the battle of having a masculine frame, is you have a world that a woman would like enjoy being with you. So these are the 6 ways men over-communicate. These are the 6 ways men subconsciously over-validate by accident. And if you remove these things out of your life, your dating life will be so much smoother than all of the other guys. If you like this video, be sure to go watch that webinar that I have down below. It's a free behind-the-scenes training. Okay, that's important. Another thing, if you do actually like this channel and you like how I talk about these topics, like the video. It definitely helps. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more when I post new stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.